tonight in celebrating Donovan.
Donovan is a gentle giant.
Donovan did everything he was supposed to do. He had no criminal history.
I can hear him yell, D, I'm shot. D, I'm shot.
I got called about close to midnight.
That's the last thing I heard from him.
Said he had gotten shot.
Not Donovan. This is not supposed to be.
He got killed. How in the world he get killed?
I want to make sure he's the last one that gets killed down here at the Virginia Beach Ocean.
I would never go there again.
That's my mission, my crusade.
And he had so much respect for law enforcement.
But unfortunately, we do not have body cam footage of this incident.
How out of all situations this one? No camera.
And it's very disheartening and outrageous.
Thank you, Donovan family.
My name is Wayne Lynch. My son is Donovon Lynch. Donovan was a terrific young man. He was smart. That's his high school number. Basketball is 42, football is 71. Then he went to California with 77. It was a father's dream. He was murdered by the Virginia Beach police.
Yeah, it was hot that day. It was about 88 degrees. My name is Darian Marsh from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Me and Donovan attended the same high school together. I was with Donovan Lynch that same night.
Did you talk to him that day?
Yeah, we talked almost every day. Just a casual hi, be safe, see you when you get back. Call me if you need anything.
I really just wanted to have a good time. It was a lot of chaos going on.
Chaos when shots rang out nearby, quickly turning a night of fun into horror and disbelief, prompting Marsh and Donovan to decide it was time to head home. Disorder stretching over a few blocks around 18th, 19th, 20th Streets at Pacific and Atlantic Avenues.
Numerous shots were fired, had approximately 8 victims.
Shot is 1-2.
What you can see is we have a very chaotic incident.
I need to know where to send rescue.
Many different crime scenes.
I have a female.
We had a police intervention shooting. An individual was shot by an officer.
Multiple gun wounds coming in. One gunshot wound to her back.
That individual is deceased.
And all the while, Darian Marsh says he never took his eyes off his 6'5", 305-pound friend.
First shot goes off. Like I said, I'm looking at Donovan. Can't tell you if the first shot hit him or not. And I heard the second and third shot, and that would draw me over to my left, and I could see who was doing the shooting at the time.
The only thing I know, he was shot and killed by a Virginia Beach police officer, and he had nothing to do with any of that chaos or the shooting or anything down there that night. He was on his way to his vehicle with his friend, clearing harm's way, and somehow got shot.
I can hear him yell, D, I'm shot. D, I'm shot. That's exactly what he used to call me. He used to call me D. So yeah, that's the last thing I heard from him.
Did you see Donovan do anything that would cause him to be shot?
At all. Besides, if walking to the car is a felony, then, but no, he did not do anything wrong.
The news piercing a father's soul who would soon find himself craving answers.
We do not have body cam footage of this incident.
In the absence of video.
The officer was wearing a body cam, but for unknown reasons at this point in time, it was not activated.
No body cam, no cell phone, no surveillance, no answers. Up next.
I remember when he was away at school, he would always come home and worship God in the service.
He was a peacemaker. He was a unifier.
Then later.
I said, "You shot Donovan." And in his face, he was in disbelief.
What do you think when you hear Virginia Beach and toxic energy in the same sentence?
Several hats, from coach, mentor, to behavior specialist, to court officer, to substitute teacher, to entrepreneur, social entrepreneur as well.
Suddenly, a father is faced with having to tell the world who his child really was.
Donovan was on the same path.
Telling Donovan's story means understanding from whom he came.
Thank you, Jesus. Well, our faith is always a big part of everything that we do, so he carried on that legacy of that. It's the foundation of my family. Since I was a little boy, my parents were Christian, and we went to church, Sunday school, vacation Bible study, service. So it was a big part of my life coming up. On our way to Faith World Ministry. Morning, young man. How you doing today? God bless you. Good morning, good morning. How are you? God bless you.
This was Donovan's church family, where his father is vice chair of the deacon board and his cousin, Bishop Ezekiel Williams, leads the congregation.
He gives us the strength to get through it and to see purpose.
It's a place where you can really get into the Word of God. You can express yourself.
I remember when he was away at school, he would always come home and worship God in the service. And you have to be here to see it. I think there are videos circulating in the social media platform where he's dancing before the Lord. You know, we have a very exuberant worship experience here, and he's dancing before the Lord. I've seen him dance in celebration with his father.
Donovan was just 25 years old, an entrepreneur, athlete, son, brother, and friend. The impression he left on those who knew him is quite remarkable.
We were always together. He did everything he could for me whenever I needed him to. So yeah, he definitely watched out for me a lot.
Coached him at AAU, some with his dad as well. Off the court, you know, just a beautiful young man. Again, that word runs synonymous with his spirit, just beautiful.
He was always, like I said, a big kid, but he never played football until his 10th grade year. But all throughout his elementary and middle school, I was his coach on the AAU circuit. We played AAU basketball each summer. So when he graduated from Norfolk Christian School, he went out to City College of San Francisco, which is a junior college, but Donovan had a 3.0 grade point average when he graduated. He wanted to go to increase his chances of maybe going to the NFL by getting some more coaching technique.
And while in San Francisco, he found a second family in James and Rochelle Atkins.
We took him in, and he was more than what his mom said he was. An amazing, kind, gentle giant, full of love. An amazing young man. Amazing. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
You know, he was a peacemaker. You know, I think about the scripture, blessed are the peacemakers. And he was a peacemaker. You know, he was a unifier.
And when Donovan lost his mother to cancer in 2018, the Atkins helped him through the pain.
And he missed his mother so much. He loved his mom so much. And he missed her. And I remember him coming home when he would come back from Virginia. And he just couldn't bear to see her suffer with that disease.
This is his national championship ring from junior college. And after he performed there, he was offered a scholarship to the University of Virginia at Wise. So he had 3 businesses. One is the Think First security company that he started. The other one is Big Steppers, which is a vintage shoe company that he buys and sells shoes.
What was the third one?
Lead by Example. Lead by Example is his management company, talent management company, where he started with some of his friends from college.
Be management, we out here.
Lead by example? What does that mean to you? It's an LLC that Donovan has given us the pieces to honor his legacy.
His grandmother was a big influence on him as well, Betty Seals. She was an educator for 30 years in Virginia Beach public schools.
And so therefore I, took him to work with me each day. So he was everything to me. Yeah, and I miss him a lot.
He was a champ, give you respect. He never spoke out of order.
What do you mean he's gone?
I knew it had to be some kind of accident.
It's just senseless.
I just want justice for my son.
So what happened that night and why? 3 of Donovan's close friends and partners in a Bible study group are struggling to come to terms with the tragedy. Devontae, CJ, and Aaron.
I just want there to be some accountability had. Like, what could they say? They really took a great person away way too early. Don was only 25 years old. So it's not really much they could say, but there does need to be some accountability had, and just, we messed up. We messed up.
When you heard it was a police officer, what did you think?
Another one, just another one, another incident. Just why the people who's supposed to protect us are the ones that's killing us.
If anything, we're taught to comply with the officer and just do what they say so that we can go home safely and lay our heads on our pillows.
Stories from police began to vary. The night in question, no mention of a gun.
We had a police intervention shooting. An individual was shot by an officer. That subject is deceased.
The next day,
what I can tell you is that there was a firearm recovered in the vicinity of where this incident occurred.
But no evidence that Donovan was armed.
No, at this point, no.
2 days later, police say Donovan was brandishing a gun. But remember, Darian Marsh was there and knew Donovan had a gun for which he had a permit.
Did you see him take out his gun?
I didn't see any of that. That didn't happen.
Was he brandishing a gun?
Wasn't brandishing a firearm, no ma'am.
He was just walking?
Just walking to the car.
And then when you looked at the officer, tell me what you thought and who it was.
I know this fella. I came up with him. We grew up together since 2009. And it was sad. Solomon Simmons.
In fact, in a bit of irony, Marsh, Donovan, and Simmons were all students at Lansdowne High the 1 year Donovan attended as a freshman.
And then for me to even sit back and think, like, I don't want it to be anyone, but it's like, dang, it had to be these two out of all people.
Out of all people, two people that you knew.
Correct.
Did you speak to Officer Simmons after this happened?
Only thing I said to him when he made his way across back over the street, I said, you shot Donovan. And his face, he was in disbelief. When we were coming up, he was always a good person, solid. He was solid as well. I understand that there was a lot going on that night and people were nervous.
This civil rights case arises from the unlawful shooting and killing of Donovon W. Lynch.
The family has filed a $50 million wrongful death lawsuit against Simmons and the city of Virginia Beach, alleging the shooting was unlawful, without warning, that he failed to operate his body cam and failed to render life-saving medical aid. Simmons' account telling a completely different story, saying he heard the slide of a gun and alleging that Donovan pointed a gun in his direction after crouching behind some bushes, saying he feared for his life.
To be honest, it really wasn't even a question because I seen what happened. Nothing happened. That's the thing about it, nothing happened for that shooting to even go off.
Does it say anything to you that this officer was African American?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really, because he's part of the police force. Yes, I'm here today to honor my son, Daddy, to make sure that his legacy continues. This is the beginning of a long journey to restore his name.
A grand jury is convened in the investigation into Donovan's death. Proceedings that are closed to the public don't stop a father from showing up with support.
My name is Cameron Bertrand.
And a push from a gunshot survivor turned community activist for a citizens review board for police oversight.
This is the advocacy that we need, and I always commend Mr. Wayne for what he does, because this is bigger than just him. This is bigger than what has just happened to our family right here.
Up until this point, it has been very difficult to get anyone in authority to give an answer. And I think that has been the most troubling thing.
How y'all doing?
Citing disappointment in the investigation, Donovan's cousin, Grammy Award-winning artist Pharrell Williams, coined the phrase toxic energy that's hanging over the city like a dark cloud, along with the threat to pull his highly successful Something in the Water festival from the beach.
That was a toxic situation that was very hurtful to me and my family, and we just want to move past that. I mean, I love 757. Is my heart broken? Are my feelings incredibly hurt? Absolutely.
How do you all view the oceanfront? Was that like the place you go to have a good time, or?
It was. Never again, though. I would never go there again. Never.
What do you think when you hear Virginia Beach and toxic energy in the same sentence?
I reject it. But as a city, I see us as being a city of positive.
Have you been able to learn more about who Donovon Lynch was as a person?
No, I'll tell you what, I met him a couple times, I met the dad a couple times, and I think a lot of the frustration was that as a mayor, when there's an ongoing criminal investigation, you gotta reluctantly, kind of, take a back seat to things. And once again, since there was an officer-involved shooting, we turned it over to the state police. Once we were due that, we didn't have any information about what was going on.
Police Chief Newdigate awaits the outcome of the criminal investigation.
With that in the hands of the Virginia State Police and then ultimately the Commonwealth's attorney, we're very much in a holding pattern, as I think everyone knows. We're always looking to improve, and we really would like to be able to dissect it from that administrative perspective. But sure, as you know, until there's a criminal rendering, all that has to wait.
Since that day, new policy. Body cameras are now required of all officers and must be activated as soon as they get a call for service.
I want justice and his name cleared for his family and just for his name.
I remember the text message that Mr. Wayne sent me. And he said, Cameron, I need you and your team to walk my family through this. And there was no question about it at all. No question about it. I'm thankful for everything that God has brought us through to be in position to do something about every bit of this. For not only Donovan, for not only Mr. Wayne's family, but for every family that has been impacted by this nonsense. Because it should have never happened.
Next,
we join with you tonight in celebrating Donovan.
A community comes together to help a family heal.
We join with you tonight in celebrating Donovan.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Whether on the football field, the basketball court, or in our hallways, he was larger than life in the Norfolk Christian community.
Norfolk Christian is where Donovan played football in his latter years of high school.
Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate it. It was beautiful.
Donovan will always be an ambassador.
Thank you.
We'd like you to know, too, the Lynch family has established the Donovan Wayne Lynch Foundation in Donovan's honor to restore his good name and continue the work to which Donovan was committed.
Started the Donovan Wayne Lynch Foundation for social and economic justice. It's a platform that we can use to, like I said, address the police brutality, also address the economic disparities in our communities as well.
Donovan's father giving these players some of what he gave his own son.
You can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it, all right? Always listen to your coaches, listen to your teachers, and more importantly, listen to your parents. All right? Let's go to work.
These kids did an amazing job. All these are handwritten and decorated by the students at Norfolk Christian. It says the Lynch family praying for you. Please know that you are in my thoughts and prayers.
Our Father which art in heaven, to the great I am, how excellent is thy name.
If nothing else, the Lynch family believes justice will come in honoring Donovan's memory.
And he loved his family, very strong in family. His mom, his dad, his sister, his grandparents, cousins. I have every confidence that God is going to vindicate. And so we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Whichever way it goes, I believe that he is going to provide some kind of resolve for this family.